Welcome to Coffee and Candor. This is Chris.
Ross.
Brandy.
Amber.
And we are glad to be back.
Yep. Very much so.
Yeah. So we've got a bunch of shit to talk about. So Amber, take it away.
No, you take it away. I'm reading something.
You wrote the list. Wow. Okay. Well, the first thing on the list is the Justin Bieber Yummy video, which screams pedo.
Really, I hadn't seen it.
See, I watched it, and I mean...
There's a whole lot of pedo symbolism in there.
I saw a lot...
I mean, what? Like what?
Dude, if you haven't watched it, I can't explain it. It's like 4 minutes of fucking constant symbolism.
Well, like, what I saw in it was... what's the... I'm having trouble with my words today.
Okay. Then this ought to be interesting as well.
Yeah. So
Maybe
I'm gonna draw you
Pictionary?
an image. You
Okay.
know, I saw disillusionment.
Okay.
What I saw, how I interpreted it was, you know, all these people like basically treating him like a commodity since he was a child, and he's over that, and he sees kind of like how it, you know, I don't know. I mean. Anybody, I mean, okay, I hate your problems. You have all that money, but really, when you become that famous that young, there's a definite. You lose a lot. You know, you might gain a lot, but you lose a lot.
Well, he had mentioned before that he was abused in some way, and
I had never heard that.
Yeah, and I have a feeling that goes on a whole lot more than anybody would feel comfortable
just like
admitting.
That Corey Haim thing. I believe that is...
See, I've read and heard from people in Hollywood that say that it goes on...
Oh, I'm almost certain it does.
Almost... That's more the norm than not.
Right,
you know?
right. And the children are forced to grow up in like a really false environment for a child. Like, you know, they're kind of straddling the worlds between adult and child by having all these like business, you know, and like these and of course the handlers, if you weren't a really good person, there would be a lot of temptation to do a lot of really...
Right, and what I'm saying
abuse.
Is from the vast amount of stories that you can find from insiders, there's a lot of not very good
right
people.
I mean, to me it's a industry that if you had abusive tendencies, it would really be attractive to... I think, you know, you know, like, here's a way I can make money and get to indulge my dark perversions. And I think that really does happen a lot. And like these kids, because of the nature of the way that they have to live to, you know, fulfill their contractual obligations and stuff like that, they're at the mercy of people. And if their parents or they trust the wrong one, they can probably get real gross real fast.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I think
it does.
Well, what I was saying is I think, like I said, that's more the rule than the exception too, unfortunately.
Yeah, you know, you want it makes you, since all that starts coming out and you see it more, it makes you now, when I see a child like prodigy performer or even athlete or any kid that's in the limelight, it makes you look at it differently and wonder like what they're really having to trade for their time in the spotlight.
Yeah.
And is it...
Oh, it's never worth it.
No, but is it how, like, the repercussions?
Yeah.
The long term?
Yeah, but his video, and we watched it a couple of times.
I watched it.
Just seemed like it screamed child abuse symbology.
Yeah, I mean, I can see where you can see, because I didn't see it, but I can see where you saw it.
Right.
You know, having read about shit like that, I saw him being like, sort of like over all the handlers and the bullshit, and somebody always hold their money or hand out for money and wanting to be in his pocket and treat him like he's a, you know, a thing rather than a person. And then kind of like I saw that as he's married now and he's talking about, you know, talking to his wife and just, I don't know, that's what I saw. But who knows? I'm sure only he and his handlers know.
Yeah.
I hope it's not.
What do you got, hon?
I don't know. I was trying to think what all was in the video. He shows up. First, he's walking through a cafeteria kitchen, or like
The back
restaurant
entrance.
kitchen, and there's
Or the
flashes
service
going
entrance.
off, like camera
Well,
flashes.
maybe we should watch it and talk about what we see as we do. Would that help?
Yeah. And he goes in, and there's a band playing. There's kids playing in the band, and the whole room's full of older adults. The way
Kind of
they're-
smarmy looking.
the way they're dressed, you can tell. You know, they have money. They're celebrities. High.
It seems odd that these are older adults that are being entertained by children too. You know,
Yeah, and I thought like they were made like their clothing and like caricatures, kind of. You know, they were overly to be seen as they were doing everything they could to present them as dishonest or shady or
corrupt.
questionable. Yeah, I mean, just the camera angles and the expressions and the way, you know, he was definitely saying something about them.
Yeah, and the video is called Yummy, and like they keep bringing out all this food that looks absolutely disgusting. The act of being with children is absolutely disgusting, and these people are just like shoving their faces
like
with all this disgusting
Gluttonously.
food. So it shows that they're into this disgusting act.
And they find it delicious or whatever.
Yeah, there was a couple of people that some people knew who they were. One was his old manager or something. Who was the other guy with the glasses?
That's the one I remember
don't know.
most.
I'd have to see it again.
But we were sitting there watching, like, who could these people be? You know, I don't know.
Ross is playing.
It's creepy.
So he walks in.
Well, that being upside down is not going to help
Yeah.
anything, but
But then pull it up on your phone.
Yeah, and he sits down
pull
at
it
this
up on your
table.
phone.
I like that lamp. That's some hair. That look like Ruth Bader Ginsburg. I like his pink hair. Ross has never seen this before, by the way.
Yeah, keeping it muted isn't going to affect it at all because the song is,
Yeah, I mean, it's a bubblegum.
yeah, it's,
That guy was the one that.
So yeah, he's going in. These older people are kind of like, what are you doing here?
Like he's like crashing the party.
Well, and like all these different older
Look at
people
that Jello salad. It's-
keep coming to the table, like fawning all over him and shit.
I thought the pink sweatshirt was kind of odd
I thought
too.
it was for his hair, but ugh,
Lots of gelatin.
lots of
things.
Jello salads, which old people love.
Ew.
Yeah.
Hey, buddy.
Wow. Yeah, no, now I get it.
You know, and like,
There was one part, wasn't it, when he came in, the kids, they stopped playing, and the one girl had like this scared look on her
Like,
face.
ooh.
like what's
Yeah.
happening. Yeah, you get the feeling in the beginning he's like crashing the party, you know?
like shining light on what they're doing.
Yeah, and like if you look at the food, there's two types of food. There's like old people food like Jello
And then,
salads
like,
and stuff like
kiddie
that,
food.
and like things like junk food like
French fries, stuff
and
like that.
Cheetos and pizza and cupcakes and stuff like that.
Wow.
And at the end, he's eating a piece of cake or something. They take the cake off the plate, and it's a younger picture of him,
At the very end,
kind of showing maybe that happened to him when he was young, got into the
yeah.
entertainment industry.
I think it's kind of easier to see without it playing.
Yeah.
Without the music, yeah. Wow.
Now these adults kind of dancing around
Yeah.
and getting kind of sexy.
The-
I
Wow,
guess
do
they
you
have
know what that
dancers
one just
coming
looked
in.
like?
He's taking off his shirt now.
That one looked like Jeffrey Epstein is what that one looked like.
Wasn't there one of them that looks like John Podesta?
I think that's the guy I was talking about.
Now he's dancing on the table, and the kids are dancing behind him. And like the old people are like grooving, like
Oh, and then I heard like all the red wine on the table is supposed to
Might be blood.
indicate the blood of the children.
The,
What was it?
The adrenochrome.
Yeah, the adrenochrome.
and like you can like the older people, they look very unsavory. They like they look very.
Well, and all their movements are like all
And then
grotesque and
right there at the end,
contorted.
See what?
Everybody's gone.
Just
Justin's
him.
sitting
I hope
there.
they don't say. You know, they take the cake. It's
And-
him.
At the beginning, you could see one girl was wearing red. One of the young girls in the band was wearing red.
Yeah, the one playing
One of the
violin.
boys was wearing a pink jacket. And, like, he's sitting there. The banquet hall or whatever is empty now, but you see, like, red clothing over one chair.
Oh, I didn't even notice
You
that.
see pink clothing over another chair.
When he picks up the cake, it's that picture of him as a young boy, and it says "yummy" and icing under it. I mean, he's definitely trying to say something about something, whether it was child sexual predation or just the predation in general of Hollywood.
Yeah.
Honestly, I don't know that we'll ever know how far this goes.
There's too many people with too much money that don't want it to.
Ghislaine Maxwell or whatever.
Ghislaine.
Ghislaine.
Well, you
She'll
know,
probably be murdered if she starts telling too much.
No,
I
you-
hope she sings before she
I hope
is.
she tells everything she ever knew.
Well, here-
and then I don't care what they do with her.
here's the thing. She is not going to be suicided. They already used that. She, I bet,
We'll get to COVID.
will get the Rona. And that's a real easy, no questions asked way to make her disappear.
I just, I'm like Amber. I don't give 3 shits what happens to this bitch.
Oh,
because
no.
let me
Oh,
tell you what,
absolutely not.
she every bit as culpable as he was.
Oh, yeah. She was right by his side the
And
whole
in a
time.
lot of ways, more so because she is the one that went out and got their trust. And
Oh, yeah.
Here's what I read, and it makes a lot of sense. It said, like, if you were ever on the Lolita Express or on Epstein Island or at his ranch here or his fucking penthouse there,
Well, I can tell you
there's-
after watching the Epstein documentary, there was a
there's-
lot of people on that.
there's video of it because Epstein was a pervert,
Oh, yeah.
but Maxwell was a spy.
Yeah.
well, and not only that, like that was their whole get out of jail free card. Literally,
Yeah, because
is
they
that
were
they
offshore.
had everybody on tape so they could black. You gonna say? Oh, you gonna talk?
Well, that's what
Ding.
on Anthony Weiner's laptop. Remember, he was Huma Abedin's husband, and Huma Abedin is or was or whatever Hillary Clinton's fucking butt buddy
like
or whatever,
chief of staff or some shit. I don't know.
or whatever. Yeah. He had a hidden file on his laptop called life insurance that, from what I've read, has some sort of horrific video of Huma Abedin and Hillary Clinton torturing this child to death.
I'd have to see that to believe it.
You'll never fucking see it.
Well, right, but you've never seen it either, so
no,
you
I
can't
haven't.
say that it.
You're right, I haven't. But I have heard an interview with one of the NYPD guys that had.
I mean, that's like I could say you had a video of anything.
I know. The folder being there is public knowledge.
Right.
What is on the video?
Well,
is,
I mean, I don't do nefarious things, but I've got all kinds of cover my ass folders on my like. I got screenshots of everything.
Right.
Like, some people are just like that. They're like, "Oh yeah, you gonna come?" So yeah, I mean, he was doing dirty things. He probably, I don't believe for a minute, disbelieve for a minute that he had anything he could twist on somebody else to cover his own ass.
But you were talking about not knowing how far, how deep the rabbit hole goes. See, the problem is, I think there's a whole lot of people
I think so,
who
too.
in the face of overwhelming evidence, still wouldn't believe it.
You really think so?
I know it for a fact.
Oh, I don't know about that.
Because I have seen too many times where somebody knows this thing for a fact, and they've got their mind made up, and you show them incontrovertible proof that what they believe is wrong, and they
But you
refuse
invested.
to believe what you've shown them, no
okay.
matter how true and how verifiable it is.
I think, I tend to agree with that in the past, but I think the last 4 or 5 years have shown us